All right. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I am H.E.R. D, and I got the fabulous, the most wonderful sister here in Indianapolis, Miss Tawana Webb. Hey, girl.
Hey, hey, what's going on? Well, thank you for that amazing introduction.
Yes. So first and foremost, I just want to say thanks for being willing to go live tonight for this amazing month, Women's History Month. Of course, we got to celebrate us, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I know you have a hand in history here in Indianapolis, Indiana. So, of course, we got to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about your upbringing, your background, like all of that great stuff, because we want to get to know the woman behind all of these big major organizations. So, first and foremost, introduce yourself and talk a little bit about, where you come from and how you got started with your foundation or your organizations.
Okay, awesome. So once again, thank you for allowing me to be spotlighting me, right? So this is an amazing month. Women, we wear many hats. We put on our cape every day, and we just do a lot, right? And so, I'm from East Chicago, Indiana. I moved here in Indianapolis about 13 years ago. Actually, I always forget how long I've been here, but I think about 13 years ago we moved here in Indianapolis. And so, my husband, I've been with my husband for 25 years. We are high school sweethearts. And
Come
so,
on, high school sweethearts.
yeah, so I am very honored to have married such a wise man. He is the brains behind all of this as well. So I would not dare have this platform and not be able to mention him. He's the founder, we're the co-founders of Indy Juneteenth here in the city of Indianapolis. Hey, and so just because of his love and passion for history, we found a creative way to create a platform, and that's how our organization and our business started. We
Mm.
started off very small, just with an idea and a vision. Because when we did move here in Indianapolis, there wasn't a lot of things that were going on as it pertains to Juneteenth, the actual holiday. But we had heard many stories as we started communicating and talking about our vision. We heard that there were some things that used to be a huge thing here in Indianapolis with Juneteenth, and so we were happy to hear that, and we're very honored to be able to bring back that to the community. So,
That is amazing. That is so amazing. I love the fact that y'all are high school sweethearts because, listen, I've always been that type of female that was like, man, if I had me a high school sweetheart, I don't know if I would have been acting. I probably would have been acting up, just to be real. But I mean, I'm grateful for the time that I did meet my husband. So let's talk a little bit about the organizations that you are over. I mean, you're not just over one, but you're over two different organizations that kind of coincide with each other. Talk a little bit about that.
yeah, so Indy Juneteenth, the Indy Juneteenth is actually um, we put on the big festival. It's something that we're mainly known for right here in the city. Is the festival. This is our second year, going to be our second year doing the parade here in Indianapolis. But Indy Juneteenth is a nonprofit organization. We are trademarked. We have a board, a lovely team, and a awesome committee that work alongside us. But we started off just doing festivals. However, we're more than just that. So we are not just an event thing. This is actually our organization. It's 365. We're doing things around this amazing holiday. Things such as mentorship, 101, Juneteenth 101, where there's opportunities for us to come out and speak to your business, to do lunchings, to give a little history about
Yes.
things. So, and not only that, there's some other things that we're doing. We like to feed the community. So every year we do an annual give back and feedback the community. So we provide them with Thanksgiving baskets. So we were able to provide Thanksgiving baskets for over 20 families last year. Also,
Amazing.
yeah, thank you. We also were able to do our pancake and pajamas. Pancake and pajamas is our Christmas program that we do, and we give back toys to the community in partnership with Toys for Tots. So with that sponsorship and that help, we were able to give over 200 gifts to 200 families on this year, last year. So we do our back to school, we do our food drive, our Juneteenth 101, our Christmas drive, and then of course we work on our pageant, which you mentioned. So like those two do coincide.
Mm-hmm.
So the Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant, it is our largest fundraiser for our festival. Um, so that Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant, it is, the Her is for healing, E isn't for empowerment, R is for respect. And so yeah,
And see, I was going to ask you that. I was really going to ask you that because I noticed that it was abbreviated. I'm like, now when we see those periods, we know that means more than just what we see on the surface.
right.
So I'm glad you basically broke that down. So you said, what does it stand for? Say it one more time for us.
So her, the H is for healing, E is for empowering or empowerment, however you want to look at it, and R is for respect.
All right, awesome. And respect. So with that, I know there comes a huge responsibility, being over both of these amazing things that you have going on. And I just love the fact that even though it's called Indy Juneteenth, like you all are finding ways to serve the community all throughout the year. Like I
Mhm.
think that's so amazing. And not only that, like the Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant. Oh my goodness, when you brought that here to Indianapolis, I was just amazed. The fact that I had the opportunity to even be there, it was just like, this is a breathtaking event. And myself, being one that has participated in pageants before, it was like nothing like I've experienced before. So I want you to talk about how you came up with the creative mind behind that. Like what was the influence behind it? What made you really just get out and do something different than what we're accustomed to seeing in pageants?
Right, right. So I never was in pageantry or anything like that. However, I was a part of a modeling troupe team, which you and I met.
Yes.
And so with
Expressions.
expressions, I had the opportunity. Yes, yes, ma'am. Had the opportunity to be able to express myself through creative. I've always been someone that was just bold in myself and confident in myself. I love being just who I am. I don't need any approval. I love being unique, and so um, I love fashion. And so with that opportunity and some of the visions from my experience in modeling in college and modeling in high school, I took some of that creative ideas and wanted to make sure that we were utilizing this platform to reach out to age of women, so 18 to and up. So I created this in that mindset, which is focusing on an older age group of women, so that I could make sure that we were, creating an environment where we're networking. This is like a therapeutic journey. Everyone has an opportunity to grow and heal through this process. It's different
Yes.
because we don't do the swimsuit scene. We have always been looked at about our curves and our bodies and our outer beauty. So I
Right.
wanted to take that away. I wanted to give us an opportunity to use our creative mind so that people can see how creative we are in so many different ways. And so I have this special scene that's a part of our pageant, and it's
Mm-hmm.
called the creative scene, where women get an opportunity to find something that kind of demonstrates who they are by using a creative image. And so, like for example, the first queen, Miss Risha Wood Sutherland, her creative was "I am a woman of many hats, queen of many hats." So she wore top hats that stacked on top of each other, and she created a beautiful gown made out of paper and magazines and newspaper with
Man, it was
black,
beautiful.
yes, with black beautiful women that had an influence on her life. And so, and they get an opportunity to write up a description to describe why this
Mm-hmm.
creative image describe who they are. And it's just something amazing to see. It's like you said, it's very different than the original or your ordinary pageant,
It
but I'm
definitely
not an
is.
ordinary person. So I like bringing that different spin and that different touch to this pageant that we're doing here.
Yes, yes. And it's definitely different. I love the fact that you said you don't do the swimsuit segment. If I can be real, y'all, I mean, like I was like not feeling the swimsuit segment myself when I used to do pageants. And I mean, like my swimsuits, they was bad. I don't even know if you remember one of the swimsuits I had before when we did something for expressions, but like my swimsuits was like sports theme. Like I had a coach
Right.
swimsuit.
Mm-hmm.
And and man, it was just like still, even though I know I was like in shape and everything, I did not like that segment. It was just
Yeah.
like, this is
Yeah.
off. So I love the fact that you did something different that still embraces the creativity. And that's
Right.
definitely next level right there.
Right.
Next level. So with you doing the pageant and you doing Indy Juneteenth, now you all have this parade segment. And I mean, it's really been growing over the years, just both things that you're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
What did it start off like? What was the beginning? Because a lot of people, they see the glory, but they don't know the story. So
Oh,
share with us the story.
listen. Right. So, of course, right, the number one like challenge or barrier, I should say, was just not being here from Indianapolis, right? So it's like, who are these
Mm,
people from my city trying to, and that's just I'm just being real, being very
wow.
transparent. That was the biggest struggle, and it kind of still is a little of a struggle. It's just people are just like kind of sideways until they really know what we're doing. And you don't have to be about me, but if you're about the cause, because everything that we do has the great cause behind it. We're just trying to educate our people. So we're not just doing celebrations, we're educating in everything that we do. We did a crown her hair show when we talked about the significance of our hair, how creative our hair is in the Crown Act. There was a lot of us that didn't know anything about the Crown Act and how
Wow.
we're still being discriminated about our hair. Our children,
Right.
our
That part.
girls are being discriminated in school for different athletic teams they can't be a part of because of their hair, or
Mm,
and no other culture they have to go through that. Like nobody's worried about how you wear your hair, but it's
right.
something about that. And so everything that we do, we're educating. And I just would say that I do want to say this: we have grown a lot. And it's because of the support, but just beginning and starting off, it was just really just kind of like, who are these people? Okay, let's fill them out first. And I can respect that. But and we've grown tremendously. So I'm truly honored for the love and the support that the city have started to embrace us, because we've been doing this since
Yes.
2016. Before it was a national holiday, we pushed for it here in the state of Indiana. Um, yeah, so it's been. I can't. I failed to mention that with the pageant, if you don't mind, if I go back a little bit
Go
about,
for it.
we have added a kids component. So we have the littles and the juniors. So the first littles and junior Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant, this is their annual. So this is the first year. We have 8 girls that's in the running of becoming either the first Miss Indy Juneteenth, first.
Hey.
Yeah. So that age group is from 7 to 12, and then the juniors are from 13 to 17. Yep.
That's
So I'm
amazing. And I was
excited about.
actually about to bring that up. I was sure enough about to go to that because I'm like, we ain't talk about that yet. So I'm
Right.
glad you brought that up. How is that going so far? I mean, this is a new segment. You got the younger folks, and I know you got experience dealing with younger kids because of
Yeah.
your background. But like,
Mhm.
how is it in comparison with dealing with the adults?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's exciting just to. First of all, I just wish at that age someone was telling me about my history, my African American
Mm,
history. So we're
yeah.
doing something right that our babies are wanting to know. Like these kids are really they're adamant about knowing. Like tell me more. They're so engaged, and also not only that, but we're teaching them. So a part of what they have to do is a fundraising opportunity for them, but they also have to have a certain amount of community service hours. So we're teaching them how to give back to our
Hmm.
own community, and and how to be a part of an outreach, and to stand for a good cause. So the littles category, which is like I said, 7 to 12, they have to have 12 hours of community service hours, and then the juniors have to have 20 hours of community service. They show their report cards and things of that nature. They have to be in good standing. But we don't add a lot to their plate just because they're in school, right? We don't want to take from their everyday things that they have to do with school and their school responsibilities, but it's going really well.
That's great. That's amazing. And I mean, like, I just love the fact that y'all are doing things on the level of excellence, right? Because so often we have this stigma in the Black community that we don't want to do business with Blacks sometimes because it's not on the level of excellence. But y'all
Right.
are doing an amazing job. I mean, the fact that y'all even got the governor to sign off on y'all, talk about that. Let's talk about how y'all got the governor back.
Yes.
Or no, it was the mayor, right? It was the
It
mayor.
was the mayor. It was the mayor.
Yes.
So last year and the year before last, they signed over the proclamation to us, and so we were just so honored and happy to have that happen. Even the first year that it became a holiday, I just woke up in awe. Like it was all over my news feed and everybody was tagging us like it happened. I'm like, oh my God.
Right, right.
It was such an
And I
amazing.
felt like y'all had something to do with it. If I could just be real, I'm like, now they done made this thing national.
Yes, yes. I mean, when we start talking, that's all we have to do is start communicating. Let's start, start
Yes.
coming together and, supporting our community, supporting one another. And, yeah, so it's been amazing. It's growing, growing, growing. And things are just that we have so many things that's scheduled and lined up for this year. But yeah.
That's so dope. Oh my goodness. All right. Now we got to talk about the man behind the woman, right?
Right,
Because
right,
I know
right.
you said y'all been together since high school. And
Mhm,
your husband, if anybody knows him, he's like a walking history book.
mhm.
But how has it been? You're a mom, you're a wife, and you're a businesswoman all at the same time. How has it been as far as making this all work in the context of marriage?
Right. Yeah. So you know what? To be honest, we're a really good team. We are a really good team. We work well together. We balance each other out when it
Mhm.
comes to this. I'm the creative mind. He's the history. He's the business behind all of it. Give me an idea, and I'm like, hey, let's do this and that to it. Let's spin it. Let's do that. We work really well together, and we balance each other out. And just being able to right balance, making sure that we still find that balance because, like you mentioned, like we have three children. Um,
Mhm.
so I have a 7-year-old, a 14-year-old, and then my stepson, he's 16. So yeah, and then what we do is so that we're not taking away their time, our family time, is that I make sure that they're a part of this. We're doing this for them. This will eventually be their business. And so I make sure that they get a part of it and also that they have a role and they see why it's important. And so that they're learning something as well. This is not just us sitting on podcasts and talking to people all the time, but really just
Right.
letting them see and being a positive, not sending them away when we do things, but having them right there in the midst of it, having them hands on so that they're learning. Yeah.
I love the fact that y'all are not only leaving an imprint here in the city, in the state, but you're leaving a legacy for your kids.
Yeah.
How have they? I know you all have them involved with a
Hmm.
lot of what you have going on, but do you feel like they're going to really like be able to take this and run with it? Like, do you feel like they're open to it, or is it like it's still a lot of grooming behind the scenes?
Yeah. Well, you know what? They enjoy it. I have one that's kind of like, they don't really like the spotlight like that a lot. But she's
Mm.
such a creative mind. She's so creative. She helps choreograph the dance moves and things like that for all of our pageant. If you see any dance choreography, that's my 14-year-old. She's been doing this since
Okay,
the first pageant, and we're on the third
come
one.
on.
And so any of the footage and ideas, they are all engaged. Even my son, he's like, hey, let's do this. Maybe you should have them do this. Maybe these are the questions. This because when I tell you he is a scholar, so he's like, hey, these are the questions you need to ask this year because I would like to hear
Wow.
what their thoughts are on these things. So, and then my little baby, she's just always wherever she can get in, she gonna get in. But yeah, so it's just having them hands on, and I think definitely
Mhm.
that's the goal for them to, we put on it in this work now, and then later on it'll work for itself, and they won't have much to do because it'll already be
Yes.
set and ready to go. We just laying that blueprint right now, and I trust and believe that it's going to get greater and bigger,
Mhm.
and things will run smoothly.
That's wonderful. That is so wonderful. With the fact that you two are really just carrying this organization on your backs,
Hmm.
do
Hmm.
you feel like people are quick to help? Has it been hard to find help? I mean, because for people who are looking to start businesses or nonprofits, organizations, like let those individuals know what is it like from the ground up.
So hey, it's gonna sometimes it gets discouraging. Like I said, I have to be transparent. It has not always been easy, especially at the beginning,
Girl,
right? So
you
you're
make it look easy though. Y'all
appreciate
make it look so
it.
easy.
But but when people don't know who you are, I guess, um and they how a nice way to put it, but people don't know exactly who you are. But my thing is, you know what people stand for. If you're interested and you have that same common interest or goal, and that is to educate our people, our African American culture, and that our young children will grow up knowing. Because that's me, like I said, took a long time for me to know about our history. But yeah, there's going to be some hiccups, but don't give up. This
Right.
test and trial, you keep on going. We made it happen. We just keep on going. Like our first actual event that we did, we were celebrating Black History Month. It was actually when we first started. I think that was in 2015 when we actually was going to do a celebration just to end off the Black History Month in February. We had a
Mhm.
little gathering there, and then we are like, "Hey, we could do a little better than this." So the next year, we're like, "Hey, let's talk about June. Let's talk about Juneteenth." And so we had our first event at the Brookside Park, where I tell the story all the time that we had 1.5 food trucks because one guy bailed on us when he didn't see it was a lot of people there, but it was probably a good 100 of us. We had
Wow.
a good time.
Wow.
So we just continue to grow. And so even though, we live and we learn, like every experience that we've had, we're like, okay, we've learned from that. So we know we could do it better this year. Okay, yes, we're gonna build these partnerships and people are gonna see what we're doing, and we're not gonna have to reach out all the time. People are going to be reaching out to us. And I can just say that we're blessed because people have. How can we help? How can we be a sponsorship? Do you need any volunteers? So if you continue
Mm.
to put in and do the good work, um, really no one can deny you of that. If
Right.
you know what I mean, our purpose and what we stand for is about something positive. And so how could you be against something like that? And so we just
Right.
do it in a unique way where we're having a good time and we're celebrating, we're educating, we're making history, we're providing therapeutic journeys, we're being an outreach to the community, we're feeding families, we're giving toys to the community. um, and so with that, I just know that God is pleased. And if he's pleased, then
Yes.
it's going to be okay. So
Amen. Amen. Did you ever see it blowing up to this level? I mean, is this something you visioned years before it happened? What was that vision like?
I could not say that I envision it to be this large, right? So last year we were at White River State Park. And I have to tell you a story that I haven't shared with anybody, not on a platform, on a social media platform or anything like that. But my family know. When I when so after the parade last year, after the parade, you would go back to the actual park, and I did not come out there right away. We
Mhm.
actually had gotten a hotel, so we were staying downtown. I was literally right across the street from White River State Park, and everybody was texting me, calling me like, "Where are you at?" My daughter was like, "Mom, everybody's looking for you," but I was so overwhelmed. Like I went on social media, I went back to the hotel room, and I got on my phone and I looked at like everybody was FaceTime, everybody was going live, and I was like, "Is this my event? Like, is this really happening?" I'm like, "Where are they at? Like,
Wow.
this is it." And so I was so overwhelmed and joy that I couldn't even face it. I couldn't
Wow.
face it. And so I finally came out to the park and my daughter was calling me like, "Mom, everybody is asking like, where are you at?" And so then I finally came to the park and it was just beautiful. It was such a blessing to just see us all come together in a positive environment where it was just
Yes.
all love,
Yes.
all support. I mean, from babies to grandpas and great grandpas.
Come
I mean,
on now.
it was so amazing to see.
Oh wow. I'm so happy for y'all. I just love what you two are doing in the community and how you're giving back and you're being a blessing. How can somebody, if they want to get involved with you all, how can they get involved?
Absolutely. So you can always go to our website, which is www.indyjuneteenth.org. And there's different ways that you can either be a volunteer. If you want to be in the parade, you can sign up for that. If you want to be a vendor, um, this year I'm excited to say that we have spots for up to 300 people if you want to get out there and vend. So we're
Get
excited.
there.
Yes, yes. So just go to our website. There's ways to be a sponsor if you would like to be a sponsor. There's different packages in which you can choose to support our organization and what we're doing. And there's also just if you want to donate, that's fine. But like I was saying earlier to someone that, it's, if you want to be a volunteer, that's something that I've been focusing on this year. Is if there's an organization, a few organizations out there that are looking for small businesses like ours, to support and help in being a volunteer, we would love that. We're trying to create a strong volunteer team where we're able to make sure that we are providing a smooth, effective, and a well-oiled ran machine when it comes to our festival. So when things grow, you need that manpower. So
Yes,
we're looking for
definitely.
that.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I just want to say thank you for hanging out. Was there any last things that you did not get to talk about that you want to touch on, or anything you want to share that you wanted to share?
Yeah, so I would like to just talk about our week-long events that we have lined up for this
Yes.
year. I don't want to make sure I don't leave anything out, but we will be having on that first we'll start off June 3rd will be our third annual Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant. We'll start off the week of
I
June.
got that on my calendar already because I'm waiting.
And the Children's Museum will be hosting. They're a sponsor this year, and they're going to host the Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth pageant at the Lilly Theater.
You got to pause right there. You got to
Yes,
pause right there because
yes,
everybody don't know the story behind that. The
yes,
whole children, come on. We just gonna take a few extra minutes because the Children's Museum was on blast
yeah.
for. I'll let you go into the details. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
well, there were some things or some misunderstanding or mishaps that took place. And, we all live and we learn, right? And so, but I do commend the Children's Museum for reaching out. And, they reached out to us and just like, hey, we want to. We hear that our community, let's work together. Let's get some education behind what this means. And so we've been going strong and working alongside each other ever since. But I think that it takes a strong organization or business to just say, hey, I'm going to go, let's figure out what went wrong, how we can avoid that from happening again. So I commend them and I
Right.
appreciate them. Yeah.
Yes, and I mean, like, just you. Was it diversity training that you all kind of started providing for
Yeah, so
them?
there's some one-on-ones and just, having, opportunities where we could provide those one-on-one Juneteenth conversations and
Mm.
presentations.
Okay, yes. And so for those who are not aware, like the Children's Museum, they had some negative PR
Yeah.
due to something that they had going on there. I'm not going to go into the details.
Right.
But what I can say is they're righting their wrongs.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making their wrongs right. And I have to just tip my hat off to the Children's Museum
Yeah.
for taking the initiative to try to fix things.
Excuse me.
And not only that, for you all to be open to the partnership. And so
Right.
hats
Right. For
off to
sure.
y'all.
Yeah, because like I said before, like our main purpose for Indy Juneteenth is to bring awareness and bring awareness and to educate our people, and not only our people, but let's educate everybody on our history.
Yes.
And so that
Yes.
it's not something that is a secret and just that we just want our people to know. I mean, we do want them to know, but we want everybody to know about this history that this holiday that of freedom for us. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I
But
found my
okay, you can get back to the list.
I was trying to find my little layout. Where did I go with it? But I won't say the day. I just know that the week leading up to Juneteenth, we'll start off by having a career fair, a college and
Hmm.
career fair. We'll host that, so we'll have like people there to talk about financial aid. There'll be people there talking about scholarships.
Much
So we'll have
needed.
that going on. Yes, absolutely. There'll be some panel discussions on HBCUs, Greek life, and that type of thing. We'll also have our creative culture cooking that we do annually. So we highlight
Okay.
highlight local African American chefs in the community and let them create or do a traditional Juneteenth meal, or whether it's a tea or drink or dessert.
Hmm.
So with that, we also have of course, our annual game night that we'll be doing. Hopefully, you can join us again.
Oh
Um,
yes.
so we'll have our
Let me put
game
that on
night.
my calendar too.
So just go to our website and follow us when we post all our events so that you can mark your calendar, save the date. But along with all those things, we also will have our first annual Fight for Freedom. We're going to have a boxing tournament, a Juneteenth boxing tournament on that Thursday. And it's going to be amazing. So can't wait to share all the details as it pertains to that. And then Saturday's our big parade and festival. On Monday, the actual holiday, we'll have our second annual fireworks show. So that will,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that was amazing. It was just like a big family reunion. So that's what we're gonna start calling it, our family reunion. So people had their
Okay.
lunch up there. We had a few vendors and food trucks until the sunset, and we were ready to pop our fireworks, and it was amazing. We blew the sky up with fireworks. It was a good
That is
time.
a lot. That is awesome. That is so awesome. So, what was the what was the website that people could find the schedule of events?
It's www.indyjuneteenth.org. Yep.
All right. So I'm gonna type that out for y'all so y'all can make sure y'all get this information. And I just want to make sure everybody know where to go to get this information because listen, y'all don't want to miss this. If you live in the Indianapolis area, you definitely want to make it a point to join the Juneteenth festivities and really get involved because they have some amazing things going on. And
I
so
appreciate that so much.
yes. So was there anything else that you wanted to share before we wrap it up?
No, just thank you so much. I would love to have you back. You did an amazing job working that red carpet for us.
Aw, thank
Let me know
you.
what the schedule's looking like. We would love to have you back to do that for
Definitely.
our third annual.
Listen,
So we'll
I'm gonna
talk.
clear my schedule just for you. I'm gonna clear my schedule. It's June 3rd, right? June 3rd. I'm
Yes,
gonna clear
ma'am.
my schedule then. All right.
All right.
Well, again, my name is H.E.R. D. It was an honor speaking with the co-founder of Indy Juneteenth Incorporated and the founder of the Crown Her Miss Indy Juneteenth. And so, again, I just want to say make sure y'all check out their website, indyjuneteenth.org. Find out all the great things that they have going on. And join us again next Thursday, same time, same place. It's going down. Have a great week.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.